Hello everybody and welcome back to Clash of Streamers Explained. Today we're going to take an in-depth look at the auction house. By the end of this video you should have a clear idea of exactly how the auction house works. Let's get to it. So, what exactly is the auction house? The auction house is a place where you can trade streamer skins, pet skins, and loot cards with other players in exchange for Krypton. Whenever you make a trade, one player will receive the asset that is being sold, and the other player will receive the Krypton based on the price initially set. During these trades, the auction house also takes a small cut in the form of Krypton. The fee is set to 1 Krypton for any assets that are sold at a price below 20 Krypton, and anything above has a fee of 5%. Additionally, when you list something on the auction house, you have to pay a gem cost, and the asset will be listed and available to purchase for up to 48 hours. If the asset is not sold within the 48-hour time period, it will be sent back to you via your mailbox. Now that we've talked about the basics, we're going to take a look at the auction house and discuss how to navigate it and interact with each of its functions. When entering the auction house, you'll be greeted with the following screen. Since there's quite a bit of information here, we're going to take a look at each area one by one. To start, the section on the left will display all of the cheapest assets which are currently for sale on the auction house. Since we are in the streamers category, we can use the section on the left to purchase the cheapest streamer skins available on the auction house. This can be a great way for players to collect a ton of skins for very little Krypton, allowing them to collect a bunch of achievements for gaining streamer skin points. On the right, you'll see a list of all the different streamer skins that you own. As you click through some of your different skins, you'll see the section on the left change and now display all of the current auctions available for that skin as well as their prices. On any of the available auctions, you can click the buyout button to purchase the skin. The player that sold you the skin will receive your Krypton in their mailbox and you'll receive the purchase skin in yours. Now let's take a look at the buttons below the list of streamer skins. The leftmost button gives you the ability to view the graph for the currently selected skin. This graph will simply display the Krypton price history of the skin over time. As more people buy and sell different skins, the graphs will adjust to reflect the Krypton prices of these trades. The second button from the left gives you the ability to list an asset for sale on the auction house. After clicking it, you'll be greeted with the following screen. From here, you can manually choose the Krypton price that you want to sell the skin for, or you can use the smart button. Now, how exactly does the smart button work? Basically, the smart button will choose a base Krypton price for the auction. This base price represents the absolute minimum that the asset will sell for. When you list an asset for sale using the smart button, it will list the price at 10 times the base price shown here, and then over the course of the 48-hour time period that the auction is available, it will slowly decrease the price down to the minimum price. So in this case, since we clicked smart and the price shows 100 plus, the auction will initially display the price as 1000 Krypton. As we click list and pay the gem fee to list the skin for auction, we can click the My Auctions button and see the auction listed for 1000 Krypton. Over the 48-hour time period that the auction is available, the price will slowly decrease down to the minimum price of 100 Krypton. Pricing assets using the smart pricing system is usually the best thing you can do, since it almost guarantees that you'll be getting much more value than the original base listing price. While we're on this screen, we can also talk about what other information you can find here. You can find the timer until each auction expires, you can unlist each auction manually, as well as find information on your auction listing slots. By default, you can only have 5 auctions available at a time. Currently, I have one of my 5 listing slots full. But the number of auction listing slots can actually be increased. By clicking the plus button, you can buy 5 additional listing slots for gems. This can be really useful if you happen to be a hotshot trader and don't want to be wasting any time waiting for any previous auctions to sell or expire. Lastly, the third button from the left allows you to view all of your previous auction house activity for the currently selected asset category. Since we are on the streamer skins section, we can find information on all of our previous auction house activity for streamer skins. We can find information on how some auctions expired without a sale being made, with the skins being sent back to us via the mailbox. We can see purchases that we have made on the auction house, as well as successful auctions where we have profited some Krypton. Now that we've taken a look at the buttons on the bottom, we've got one area left. Above your skin list, you can find some different filter options. All of these filter options simply give you more control to find different skins that match what you might be looking for. You can choose to filter by all skins available in Clash of Streamers. You can search for different streamers. You can filter the skins by their rarity or based on their stat bonus. By now, we've looked at pretty much every feature the auction house offers, but we've only done so through the streamer skins category. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that you can also trade pet skins and loot cards on the auction house. You can swap through these different categories by pressing the streamers, pets, and loot cards buttons found on the main screen. In the pet skins and loot cards section, everything else is pretty much the exact same as streamer skins. You can buy the cheapest pet skins and loot cards using the section on the left. You can list your pet skins and loot cards for auction using the second button on the bottom. You can view your auction house activity and take a look at any of your current auctions available. There really aren't any significant differences between the different categories. The only actual differences you'll find are the different filter options. In the pet skins category, you can choose to display only shiny and colored pets, and also narrow down the rarity using the rarity filter. You can use this to track down some really nice shiny legendary pets that you might be looking for. On the other hand, in the loot cards category, you can filter based on loot cards that are used and unused, as well as the rarity. Overall, once you spend enough time playing around with the auction house, I think you'll find it to be quite interesting. It's really a great way to earn some Krypton if you know what you're doing. And that's all I got to talk about for the auction house. Hopefully this video helped you learn and understand some of the mechanics and functions in the auction house, and if it did, definitely leave a like and subscribe for more. A lot more Clash of Streamers content on the way. Until the next time.